Hello. Ah, hello, Facebook friends. Hey, designer friends. It is time for Collaborate to Win to bring you another product knowledge. Uh, it's always 1 o'clock on Thursdays. So today we have a great topic, which is focused on one manufacturer. So I'm going to tell you about why I like them, what we learned about them, um, and how they compare to maybe another brand that you might be more familiar with, so you get an idea price quality where they line up. So today I'm going to tell you about Southern Furniture. It's, I think, a manufacturer that not a lot of people know about, like one of those best kept secrets. So they do their own frames. They make them from scratch. They do all like the better quality wood, a thicker wood, and one piece for the front, one piece for the back. Because when you have multiple pieces, that's the joints are where upholstery gets, or any furniture really, that's the weak part. So the more joints you have on something, the more likely it is to have a problem. So what they do is one piece, which is great. Hey, Melinda, thanks for joining. So, uh, so that was pretty cool. So here's how we found out about it. I had never heard of Southern Furniture because, like I'm saying, it's one of those ones that I don't know, maybe they don't advertise or something. So a member in our group has the account and knows the owners, and they were super open to having be part of our buying group, which not everyone is. So that was really cool. So at High Point, we got to go and check them out. So they made a special wine and pizza event for us, which is really nice. And they're one of the showrooms in High Point that's off the beaten path. So you got to take that Go Anywhere shuttle to get there. They also have their own shuttle, but if you didn't know where to find it and how to find it and stuff like that, it might be kind of difficult. So I would suggest, if you are interested in learning more about them, definitely check them out at High Point, because there's nothing like sitting on their furniture to really experience what you like about it, if it's right for your clients. They also had all the cushions that you can choose from. So there's, their standard is a really nice cushion that's not generally my favorite. I have high-end taste. I like things that are a little bit more upgraded sometimes. So for me, I would order a little upgraded cushion from them, which is the spring down. That's always my favorite. That's my go-to cushion. No matter pretty much whatever company I order from, that's usually what I wind up trying to spec for anybody, including myself. So Southern Furniture, not as well known. So we got to go and do the tour. The owners told us about themselves, how they do business, and I really liked the fact that um, instead of saving money, they would rather have better customer service for themselves and for people who buy from them, because customer service is one of these rare things now. So rather than source their springs or wood or other things like that from China, they look to their local um, area vendors. So that's pretty cool. That's very green of them too, because you're not having to ship lumber or springs or anything from across the whole world. You go to your local guy. And when you go to your local guy for your wood, for your springs, for your whatever, you have a relationship with that person. You can show up at their doorstep and say, that truckload that you just dropped off, it's all messed up. Can you come take a look at it? And they can actually say, yeah, you know what? You're a good customer. We know who you are, and we're going to credit you or give you the new shipment or whatever. So that was really cool. The fact that he understood the green quality behind buying local for the materials and the relationship of customer service. So you're going to get a better customer service when you buy locally. So that was cool. And then also the fact that they do the one piece and a thicker wood. really about comfort. And they said that they do sinuous coils instead of spring down. And his theory on that was that when he was surveying, he found that most, not, or I don't know, maybe not most, but a lot of companies aren't truly doing spring down. They're doing the insert, which is like a prepackaged spring that's already made for you. So you're buying this unit and you put it in. And the problem with that is that they're not all, it's not as good. It's not the same. You might as well go with a sinuous coil if you're going to do that. So that's what their construction is. And they make their own frames, which is really cool. This is how you can keep the price down. So they even make frames for other companies who I won't mention, but if you look at some of the frames, you might recognize it as another company that you've ordered from. So if somebody else is making somebody's frame, they have to make more money on that. So by going directly to the people that make the furniture, you wind up saving. So that was pretty cool. And then as I sat on everything, for the price point, I liked it. I didn't think it was, they didn't cheap out or anything like that. It's price point wise, I would say it's in the good level, which is to say it's like I don't know, entry point, or so it's not better or best. It's good, and I would compare it to, because I've started to do a little well, if I was thinking about ordering it for a client, whose furniture does it compare to that I already know? And I know a little bit about Braxton Cooler. So they are one of the more popular good brands as well. Very similar in the looks that you can do, in the amount of fabric options, because we are talking custom furniture. You get a ton of options to choose from. They have so many fabrics. They've got all kinds of nail heads and cool designs that you can do. They do, they'll if you really say, I can't go this big, I gotta have it smaller, they can physically make the custom size for you too. So it can get really, really custom. They do all the headboards, they do anything upholstered is what they do. And so before I get onto a different tangent, because I'm not trying to keep it all in my head here. So Braxton Color would be what I would say is close in price, style, options, stuff like that. So I was starting to price up some different like tufted pieces for a client, and they're coming in at like maybe $100 off in a COM from one to the other. So very similar in price. Quality, I don't know that much about Braxton Color quality wise, but for me it kind of sat very similar. And I think the like the pattern matching on fabrics and stuff like that, it's not your top, but it's fine. It's good. I would also say you might be familiar with Bassett. I would say they're probably maybe even a little less money than Bassett would be to purchase, but very similar quality, style, that kind of thing. So Southern Furniture, Braxton Color, and Bassett, I would put all in that good price range. So if that gives you an idea. And then some other things that I thought were pretty cool, on top of like, the choices and the comfort, they have an amazing selection of outdoor, fully upholstered furniture. So like a full sofa, a full club chair, everything that you could imagine. And they have the bed in indoor and also outdoor, where it's a sofa bed, but instead of like having to take the cushions off and then pull out a mattress, it actually just pulls from underneath because it's made this way, and then kind of like flips into place. similar to what American Leather does in their sleepers. So this, for outdoor, it was like, wow, I live in New Jersey. We get like 3 months where we can go outside. So for me and my clients locally, that would make sense. But if I get a client that has, Florida, Arizona, any of these places that have a lot more, whether you can, actually sit outside, that would be really nice. So that could have been a fun sleepover as a little kid to have an outdoor bed to sleep on. So that was neat. Their outdoor furniture was, it looks like indoor furniture. So if you maybe, for me in New Jersey where it's cold most of the time, um, I could see that being maybe good for somebody with special needs or, you know, really big dogs or lots of pets and lots of kids, and you just want some umbrella fabric and cushion foam that you can wash off if you need to. So that's another way to use outdoor furniture. Sometimes that might make sense for your clients if you live, in a place that snows a lot. So, because it really looked like nice indoor regular, like I couldn't tell the difference between their indoor and outdoor section, except that they did it all in this like cotton white, and they had plants and other stuff to set the scene to make it seem like outdoor furniture. But just looking at it, it looked like the same sofa that you would buy for inside. So, so that was pretty cool. So that's just one of those companies that you might not know of before that hopefully I can, help promote because they're very nice people, and they were very supportive of designers. And not every company is. Not every company wants to deal with the designer. So I think that the attitude is going to change as the internet takes over more and more. Hopefully, the rest of the companies out there will start to see us as real professional people because we are. Maybe not everyone's running their business tightly, but I hope that we all just raise the bar for each other and ourselves and help each other to become more professional so that the industry starts taking us more seriously. So it's nice that this company already sees the value of an interior designer as a business person, a prospect. They want to sell their product, so why not support the people who support us? So Southern Furniture, great company, and yeah, really impressed with the outdoor stuff. That was neat to see. It was also nice to go around and sit on everything. I liked they're doing really cool stuff with nail heads, and details and stuff. And you can really customize it because they make their own furniture. They make the frames, they make everything. So not everything is going to be able to have, those cool designs of nail heads on the backs or sides, but ask them and they will get to figure out if that's possible because they need wood to like hammer into, and there isn't always that capability. But have a look at their website because I think they did a great job with their website too. So you can, really shop all different styles. They have traditional, they have the cleaner line, more transitional. I wouldn't say that they're super modern, but, it all depends on the fabric you put on it. You could take a really, clean line sofa and put some really cool modern fabric on it, and suddenly it has a really modern look. So look-wise, they've got, everything that a Braxton Color or a Bassett has. Style, comfort, tailoring, all that kind of stuff, I would say is very similar. Actually, it's probably, I was more impressed with Southern Furniture than I was the Bassett because I found some of the nail heads were a little off of the arm. Again, I'm a perfectionist. I know you're getting what you pay for. At the good level, you can't expect, this level. If you're paying for this, you're going to get this. So, but when I went through Bassett, I took photos of a few things that like were not so good. And I'm hesitant to share them because it's throwing shade and I don't really want to do that. But the nail heads on two arms, the same love seat, didn't really line up. They were like a little off. So eek, that made me nervous. But I really liked how they applied the nail heads at Southern Furniture. I thought the attention to detail was there. They're taking a little more time and a little more precise to get the nail head exactly around the arm and, all the way, nice and neat. There's no like, it's just a little off or whatever. So the tailoring I thought was pretty good. Fabric matching, it's okay. It's fine. If you have that super fussy client who's used to better, they're probably not going to be happy with the good level because it doesn't always completely line up exactly. And I don't know if they bias their welt, but it's always a good idea to ask a company to do so. I know with Braxton Color, who's very similar in price and style and things like that, you have to request bias welt, and it's an extra little upcharge, but completely worth it because in one of my very first videos, I explained that if you don't cut the welt on a bias, which means you take the fabric and you cut it diagonal to make it go around the corner properly. If you don't do that, if you just cut it straight, you'll save yourself $20 in fabric or something. I mean, it's nominal. It doesn't go around the corner quite right. It'll pucker and it'll fold in and it does icky things. So, I'm fussy and perfectionist with what I want in my tailoring. So request bias welting. I do not know if that's an upcharge. I'd have to look it up in their price book. But their price book is pretty easy to use too. Some companies like Row is a nightmare. And it's like, come on, alphabetical? It's not that hard. Or how about by number? No, just random. You just throw things in there. So I can't even. I just can't look at that. That price list is terrible. So Southern Furniture is also good as far as like it's clear. I can find it. I know what it is. It goes in order, which is semi-common sense. So that's what I know about Southern Furniture. I loved the fact that they source local for all the materials because they know they're going to get better customer service and it's much more green to just go to the town over and buy your lumber there. I really liked the fact that they build their own frames so you can do some really nice custom stuff and they have control over it. I liked the fact that they make furniture for other companies that are bigger names that and they advertise a lot and they obviously charge a lot more because they're buying a frame from somebody else and having to mark it up to sell it to you. So going direct, love that. The outdoor furniture was super cool and they're, the amount of options that you get when you go custom, always my favorite. I hate being limited. So that's Southern Furniture. Next week, I will tell you more about some other furniture companies that I know so we can get more in depth and you can start to think, okay, so this company is at this level compared to this company and this company. So hopefully this was helpful. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Ray, Nikki, Deborah, Thomas, Penny, and Melinda. Thank you guys for joining me. I really hope that you learned something. So check out Southern Furniture's website. You can learn a ton about them. And if you want access to the really good pricing, collaborate to win. You got to join. Okay. Bye, guys.